Good afternoon. It's not good morning, it's good afternoon. And I apologize that I'm late. Harlan and I are still trying to figure things out. Hello, everybody. I am Casey White, independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! In Dayton, Ohio. And Harlan is my new foster dog. Soon to be a foster fail, I think. Anyway, he was in here. I would show him to you, but he's not here. But you may hear him bark during the course of the live. So if you hear him bark, I apologize. But people come in his territory outside around the house, and he is going to bark. He's going to let everybody know. Okay, come on. Where is Casey? Trying to find her on live. Check my monitor here so I can see your comments. Okay, there she is. There she is. Let's turn her down. We don't want to hear her talk. And we want to pop it open so we can see everything. Go back out. There we go. Now I can see the chat. Anyway, so I made these lives on Monday mornings so that I would get my butt up and get out of bed and see you people on Monday mornings and get your day started. And that way I could get my day started as well. Small problem. I think Harlan hates Mondays as much as I do. Actually, I think he hates mornings. That dog is lazy. He will sleep until noon if I don't get out of the bed. So anyway, we are still adjusting, and we left him for a little while this weekend, longer than usual. We went down to the Midi. My sister had a 60th surprise birthday party. Happy belated birthday, Sissy. And so we were gone for several hours. And so yesterday, apart from church, we stayed home, and then we took him to the park as a reward for being a good dog and not getting into things. Pardon me, guys. Anyway, so today I know you didn't tune in to find out about my foster dog, soon to be foster fail. I know you didn't tune in to hear about my life. You tuned in because you wanted to see what was stamping, what was happening. And I am belated since we had a holiday, and Harlan and I just couldn't get it together last week. It was his first week here. So anyway, we're going to do the June paper pumpkin, the Welcome In, the one that had the add-on dies. So I'm going to play with the June paper pumpkin. I know some of you didn't get yours, and I hope that you've gotten it by now, but some of them didn't get mailed out till the end of the month. They had a delay in the shipping, so some of you may not even have done yours yet. So we're going to play with that, all right? So I will get you up in the cradle and get you turned around, and we'll get started on some paper pumpkin stamping. Before I do that, though, I want to thank all of my YouTube subscribers. I actually heard from a subscriber from Down Under, an Aussie, and she sent me a private message this morning that said that she was still enjoying my lives and was just catching me up on things that were happening in her life. And I'm excited to see what she has to share with me, because she is going to go to a stamping retreat down under by the #2 demonstrator in Australia. So I'm excited to see what comes of that. I'm going to have to look that demonstrator up online and see if I can, I'm sure she has a website, and check her out. But anyway, my friend Christine from Down Under said that she would send me some of the samples so that I could maybe get some new ideas. Who knows? Because people don't stamp the same all over the world. People have different ideas. That's what I love, love, love about Stampin' Up! And I love about being a demonstrator is I'm not the smartest one on the planet. And there are a lot of demonstrators out there that are a lot more talented and a lot smarter than I am. And it's awesome to see what they come up with and how they think outside the box. And, you know, every once in a while I get a great home run, but some people are more consistent than others. I don't know what that translates to batting average, but if it's anything like a bowling handicap, I was not a great bowler, so I'm probably not a great batter. Baseball stats. Good morning, Bonnie Snow. Afternoon. I'm so used to it being morning. Anyway, so if you are a YouTube subscriber, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and like and subscribe to my page. My page is growing. We're over the 50 mark now. So let's get it up there. Let's get to 100. So if you know somebody who doesn't have Facebook, they can watch me on YouTube at Stampin' Queen. So let me get turned around and let's get started, okay? Let's see here. I always do this with the wrong hand. All right. See if I can get this. All right. Let me make sure that we're centered up here, guys. Oh, my stand just fell apart. Well, that's not unusual. We'll put it back together. And let me pull you up a little bit. And let me make sure that we're centered, and then we'll get started. Looks like we've got some issues, so let's, there. I think that looks pretty good. I think that might do it for us. Oh, every time I get up though, oh, this chair wants to get off of its hump, and it makes me crazy. Let's see here. I want to try to get this light so we've got good lighting. Still shadowed. I don't know why it's so shadowed over here. Not sure what's up with that. Do not know. All right, let me bring you guys down just a little bit. And now I'm going to have to bring you out. Okay, hang on, guys. I had knocked it up really, really high. Okay. And I was doing some other work here in my office the other day, and I rearranged everything here on my desk. And as a, there we go, that looks good. And as a consequence, I knocked my filming station askew, and I needed to get it back. So let me just get some things mounted here. That doesn't look very straight, but we'll see what happens. All right. So announcements. Just so you know, this is the July host code. And July 6th, Stampin' Up! Came out with some new online exclusives. And in a matter of hours, sold out of those exclusives. And then they put them back. Then they got extras and put them back in the line. Then they sold out again. And Friday, they were back available. And then Saturday, I believe they were sold out again. So I did not check. I should have checked. Doggone it. I should have checked to see what was available and what wasn't. But you can go to my storefront and click on, when you get to the Stampin' Up! Homepage there, you click on New Arrivals, and it'll tell you what's available and what isn't. YouTube subscribers, you can find me on YouTube at Stampin' Queen. Facebook, I am Stampin' with the Queen. And if you want to email me, of course, it's stampinqueen.cw@gmail.com. So lots of ways to find me, lots of ways to get a hold of me if you need me and you want me. Okay? So Paper Pumpkin. This is starting, your last day to subscribe for this will be July the 10th. So you've got, is that today? Oh my gosh, it's today. Whoa, are you kidding me? Is today the last day? Oh no, this is terrible. It's today because this is the July one. And this is called Fun in the Sun. And let me tell you guys, I have seen the preview of this. This little crab has little slits in his claws, and he holds the message. There's a beach, a sign that's buried in the sand, And this is a fun paper fold. It's a funky fold. It's called a step card. So it's going to be different. It's going to be bright. It's going to be really, really fun. So if you don't have this one, if you're not subscribed, get on it. Today is the last day because tomorrow it'll switch to August. And I have seen the preview for the August kit. That's coming out. It is a floral. I know people don't like florals. Some people are like, another floral. But you get a bonus stamp set. You get a bonus stamp set in the one that's coming out in August. And it's also got some fun things with it. If you are a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, you could go to Paper Pumpkin on Facebook, and they usually always have a video around the 8th of the month. They have a preview of the coming month. So this will be the preview for the August one, because that one subscription starts tomorrow. So just so you know, you can go online to Paper Pumpkin on Facebook and check it out. Okay. So today's Paper Pumpkin is the Welcome In. The Welcome In. And this Paper Pumpkin coordinates with the Countryside Inn Suite, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous paper, designer series paper, and it's got darks. It looks like grandma's wallpaper. There's bunnies, there's foxes, and I've used several pieces of this because my class, which I'm having tomorrow, we're doing 2 cards with this paper and this suite, and we're also using the embossing folder that goes with that suite. So I've got cards planned for that. And this is the Country Inn, the Paper Pumpkin. And this had coordinating dies, which you could order. And I think they might still be available, these dies. These are the 3 dies. I believe they were $6. And these are the 3 dies that you get with this set. Okay, so this is what they look like all punched out. I punched out one of these flowers that's really good here. Okay, there we go. There's your dies. And so you get the flower die, the leaf die, and this shape die. Now this is a vase. It's meant to be a vase. That's what it was. Okay, so here it is as a vase. Okay, I stamped it. I cut it out as a vase, and you can put your flowers and your leaves in the vase. Okay, get lots of flowers on there. Now, if you cut it out this way, can you see what this is going to turn into? Let me get just some ideas here. It's going to turn into a fish. You cut it out in the orange paper pumpkin, and see, look, like you've got 2 kissing fish, 2 goldfish, which would make a fun stamp set, or a fun, a fun card with some fish on it. And then if you turn your vase, okay, this one is the one I did for the vase. I'm going to just stick these on here real quick so they won't roll around. I don't want to lose them. Stick them on that. Okay. So here's I cut out for the vase. Now, if you turn your vase upside down, it becomes a Chinese lantern. And you can string it on strings, and you can put some strings or a bead or something hanging from it if you'd like. So it's a Chinese lantern. And so there's lots of different outside the box things to think about with your little die cut set. And so it coordinates with the stamp set. And what they've done is they've already, the Paper Pumpkins already miniaturized the paper, because look at this. I want to show you this. It's like they shrunk the paper down and cut a vase out of it. Can you tell the difference? Isn't that cool? I love it. So the pre-cut vases that you get in the stamp set are much smaller than the die cut. They're about 1/4 of an inch smaller, or 1/8 of an inch all the way around smaller. So how cool is that? And I love that they like miniaturize the paper too. So we're going to play, and but I just wanted to cut those out and show them to you. I'm pretty sure that these die cuts are still available. The last time we had one with the Smiles kit, you know, the little bunny and the turtle and all, that kit, the dies sold out just like that. So these dies, the last I checked, were not sold out all the way. So you can still get them. Okay, so I'm going to close those up because we're not going to need them to play with the actual kit today. Okay, and normally I am like on the ball. Normally I am so on the ball. I have everything pre-cut and ready to go and in its thing, but I am not on the ball today. No siree. So not only am I late, I'm not on the ball, and there we go. I have to get everything out that I need for this thing. All right, so we're going to make 3 cards today, and I do know that I'm not going to put all of the words on there. I am changing up some of the words on this because I don't want to say thank you for your hospitality, because I haven't been given any hospitality, or I haven't gone anywhere, and I'm not planning on it. So let's see here. This one goes with this one. And this one is good with this one. And I'm looking. Okay, this one is with this one. All right. So, hello, friend. Okay, and let me see here. Oh, okay, I see now. We have a plain one that we have to stamp. I'm like, where's the one that's like that? Okay, it's plain. Okay, so I think that's all of that. And with this kit, look, you've got some decorations. You know how I love it when they give us embellishments. I love it when they give us embellishments. It makes me so very happy, Stampin' Up, when you give me an embellishment. So, hot cha-cha. Get some things out here. And let me see here. I'm going to need this piece for this one. And this one, I'm going to need this piece. And I'm going to need this piece. Let me see. I think that's for this one. And let me see. This is this piece, this piece. Oh. And this piece. Okay. We'll get it together here. We will get it together here. All right. And then we've got these pieces here for this one. I am missing one piece. Let's see what piece I'm missing. I know I'm missing one piece. I don't know where it is. Okay, well, I'll have to find it. It's got to be here somewhere. And all of the envelopes are in the boho blue with, this is one of the papers that comes in the suite. And so all of the envelopes are like this. So just so you know what the envelopes look like. And we're going to need one Night of Navy card for this one. And we're going to need the boho card, the fun paper card for this one. And then we are going to need the Calypso Coral card for this one. Okay. All right, now that I have it all together, we can start stamping. Okay? And let's see here. What kind of announcements? They had announcements, let's see, July 6th we had a brand new kit that came out in our kit collection. And those kit collections, the past kit collections are going to go up in price. I did see a notice on Stampin' Up! About that. But the 2023 kit prices are going to stay the same. So I'm not sure how much the kit was. I can't remember off the top of my head. But your kit prices are going to change a little bit. So just be aware of that. And let's see, they had 50% off of refills for Paper Pumpkin. That was 2 days only. That was July 6th and 7th, so that's passed. And what else? The online exclusives. Is that it? There was so much going on. Oh, bonus days, bonus days, bonus days. Guys, I forgot. Bonus days. For every $50 that you spend in the month of July, what happens is Stampin' Up! Will email you a bonus coupon. So I placed an order on July 6th and I spent $50. So I've earned a coupon. So what you do is print these off and hold on to them, because page 2, this is page 1, just says you've earned a coupon. But page 2 is actually the most important part. This is a coupon code on here, which I don't want anybody else to redeem my coupon code. But there's a coupon code on there. So you'll need that coupon code. Okay? And when you get that coupon code, you hang on to that. And you can redeem them all at the same time. You don't have to redeem them $5 at a time. So if you spend $150 this month, you would get 3 $5 certificates for next month in August. And then you can redeem those next month for money off. So I'm quite sure I'll place more than one $50 order this month. And hopefully I will cash those in. And I have my eye on a die cut. So I'm quite sure that I'll be cashing them in to get a discount on a die cut. Because I love die cuts. I love die cuts, but I like earning them free better than I like paying for them. I know, they're $35 usually. And they're worth every penny, but if I can get $1.98 off of them, I'm gonna. I am gonna. Now, you know me. When Stampin' Up! Prints paper, when Stampin' Up! Prints cards on both sides, it is against my better judgment to use this whole card. And I'm very tempted to cut this apart right now. I'm very tempted to cut this apart and cut it down and not use the whole card, because I hate giving somebody this piece, okay? And in fact, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to cut it apart. I can't do it. This extends my kit, but it also gives me the opportunity. And when you do that, you got to cut it down. You got to cut it down by 1/4 inch, because these are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you got to cut it down to a regular size. And because Stampin' Up! Has given me this lovely navy blue one, guess what? I'm going to use it. See? It's like giving somebody a navy blue card. So So guess what? I'm going to use one of my navy blue cards that Stampin' Up! Gave me with the white inside, so I don't have to put an insert. I got to cut it down. I just can't use it whole. I can't. Okay, so I've already screwed up a card. I didn't screw it up. I just modified it. That's all I did. Okay, so what can I say? So since I've already done that, let's go ahead and glue this down. I just can't. I can't waste. I just can't waste that beautiful cardstock that's already pre-printed. I just can't. Are you guys like that? Do you do that with your paper pumpkins? Do you cut them apart and cut the envelopes apart? And, oh gosh. I mean, I'm always trying to stretch my paper pumpkin and get it to go as far as I can. You know, you can make 8 or 9 cards. What, 9 cards I think from this set? Sometimes it's 12. Does it say? How many do you get to make from this set? Do more than this month's kit. Yeah, cut it apart. 9 cards, 9 envelopes. Okay, so guess what? I just cut it down and I can make more. Because I just can't bear doing it that way. All right, so we've got this piece here, and because I cut it down, I got to cut it down just a little bit. I got to cut a 1/4 inch off of the top of this. Otherwise, it's not going to fit because we just want it to the top of that. And this one just goes on flat. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Okay. Usually they give you glue dots, but this month they gave us tear and tape. Okay. So they gave us tear and tape in this month's kit, and they're showing to put tear and tape on the back of this, but I see no purpose in wasting tear and tape when we've got perfectly good adhesive that we can use instead. So I will save that tear and tape, and I will take it with me when I go to like crops or something. You know, when you go to somebody's house and you are, or you're on vacation, and you don't want to take everything, you can take what you've got. All right, then we've got this piece here, and they want me to stamp, thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for your hospitality. So the words with this are, you're invited, friend, thanks for your hospitality, and welcome. And I am going to stamp instead a happy birthday, okay? I have 2 or 3 happy birthdays that I keep mounted with me all the time. And I want to make sure that this is going to fit. Okay. And it should. And so what I do is I have 2 or 3 birthday stamps. I couldn't even tell you what birthday stamp set. Helps if you put the ink on here correctly. I can't even tell you what stamp set this is out of. Honestly, I can't. Could be retired for all I know. But I just keep 2 or 3 happy birthdays mounted all the time on blocks because I'm always switching something to a birthday. Okay. So then we're going to just put our vase on here. And where is my... I got to get my little, because I want the glue to go all the way to the edges of this vase. Okay. Now the vase looks like it was popped off. Guess what? Mine's not going to be popped off. I just put it on here flat. I'm going to put my vase on there flat. Because this whole thing is going to be popped off. This whole element is going to be popped off. So I made the executive decision to put the vase on flat. Okay, so guess what? My vase is flat. And they have given us strips, adhesive strips, raised adhesive strips that are pre-cut. Which is ever so sweet of them. And don't forget, you can use this part all around the edge. This is raised as well, so don't be throwing the outside of it away. No siree. And in fact, this is a little long, so I'm going to cut mine. And because sometimes you've got, I don't want it to be, I don't want it to go flat in the middle. So I'll put a little extra strip here. Okay, so there's a little tip for you. Now, here is another tip, okay? When you get ready to pull this off, don't pull it from the end. Pull your tear and tape from the middle. Stick your tool in there, get it started, pull it from the middle. It's much easier to lift and pull from the middle than it is to tear it from the end. Now what happens is a lot of people will start lifting from the end, and your ends are sometimes not well adhesed. So if you start pulling from the middle, you won't lift up on the end and it'll stay attached. Okay, so this is like a supreme tip. Always pull your tear and tape from the middle. Okay. See how it stays down on the edges? If you do that. Ooh, it is sticky. It is sticky. All right. Now, don't put it on your card upside down. Okay. So we want to put this smack dab in the middle. I'm committed now. Should have gone up a little higher maybe, but. And there you have it. One fast, quick, and easy card. And don't forget the zhuzhing. I love these Night of Navy dots. These Night of Navy dots are delightful. So, let's see if they'll pull off. Check that out. Check that out. Where do we want to put it? Do we want to put two up there or two over there? We'll go here. All right. And there you have your first card. These go together fast, guys. This is so fast. I love it. And I just happen to have my boho blue, so I could stamp inside this, you know, a birthday sentiment, which I don't happen to have at my fingertips, but you could. All right, so I'm going to set that one aside for now. And we are going to go to number 2. All right, so number 2 wants me to, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Y'all, I can't do it. There's no way I can use this, both sides of this, so let's just get it out of the way and cut it down now. Four by 5 1/4. All right, and I'm not sure what we're going to mount that on yet, so I might be mounting it onto, that's going to go there. This is going to go there. And they want me to ink this up. Okay. Now, I'm going to ink this up because I have to stamp this piece here. So let me get a piece of scrap paper here underneath here. Uh-oh. Somebody's out there. Mr. Harlan is sounding the alarm. Well, it's not. Row, row, row. Listen to him. He is. And you know what? I can't see that. I can't see that, can I? Let's put it on this so I can see. Okay, this is going to be bigger than that. All right. Now, this is a huge piece. And y'all, you want to make sure, because these photopolymer stamps are, have like a film on them when they come from the factory. You want to give it a good zhuzhing here, a good rubbing, so that the ink will stick, because this is a lot of solid surface. You'll be able to tell if the ink is going to stick or if it's going to pool. I should have got my big Night of Navy out instead of this, but we'll just keep playing with the little one. And because of this, you just got to stamp it all the way around it 2 or 3 times till you get this image good and stamped up. I mean, that is a lot of ink. That's a lot of ink. And since that's a lot of ink, bear with me, guys. Here they are. That is a lot of ink. And since we've got at least 3 cards that we're going to make with this, I'm going to get all 3 of these out and stamp them at the same time. Because since this is a lot of ink, and I can see, can you all see where I didn't get it very well? Can you see how the image is not very well inked over here? Okay. Could be because I didn't give it a good rubbing. But I'm going to go back in and I'm going to give it some more ink before I stamp it. Because it's pooling a little bit, which tells me that I didn't rub off all of the residue. Now, some demonstrators say that if you stamp this first in Versamark ink and then ink it up, it helps to get a good solid image. But I can tell that it's pooling a little bit. What it does is it pools and puddles. We're going to risk it. We're just going to risk it and see. Risk it for the biscuit. Give it a good solid rubbing. Okay. That's pretty good. All right, now that I've inked it up once, let's see if I can get a good inking again. You can see that almost all of the ink came off of there. And sometimes I twist my little ink spot on there a little bit. Whoops, I gotta turn my ink, turn it around. Oh, it's pooling. That's pooling bad. No. I gotta have more ink on there. That is seriously pooling. All right. We're going down. I'm trying not to get this ink on me, but all right. We're going to go for the third try. Get it done before I clean it off, because the good news is it's not leaving much ink on here. The paper is taking all of the ink. So my paper is sucking the ink off of here, which is a good thing, which means I have less cleaning up to do. But, all right. So if you don't get all the residue off and you don't get a good inking, good, nice and solid inking, try the Versamark stamp thing. But you can see most of my ink came off of there, so that's good. I think that is good. We are good. I don't have a lot of ink left on here to get off. I don't even have to stamp off, which I'm surprised about. But now that we've cleaned it off, we'll see what happens the next time we ink it. While I've got my cleanup pad out, let's give everything a good little. All right. Making sure I got all the ink out of the, hold that on there. When you hold it over white paper like this, you can see that there's like nooks and crannies in the, the design. So you can stick your finger in there, or if you have one of the old-fashioned brush, the cleaners that have the little, bristle brushes, give it a good little go in that. All right, those are stamped. So what I'm going to do is put these back down in here, because I'll need those for the other two cards. And at least those are stamped now. And we shouldn't need that for now. Now, let's get this card. Oh, we need to mount this card on something. And I'm quite sure that that is Old Olive. But to be sure, I'm going to check. Because they usually tell me the coordinating colors are Old Olive. All right. Definitely Old Olive. So you know what, guys? We are going to... We're going to pull a piece of Old Olive out of here. And we'll mount it on Old Olive. Now, for the sake of time today, since I'm doing this on the fly, I will just mount it on the full Old Olive. But if I were going to do this for real, I would probably double quarter sheet cut down that. And oh, it would have been pretty on that daffodil too, but I'm gonna pick up the olive. What the heck? Mount it on white. I'd have just double mounted it. But, and this paper has a direction because I see a fox and I see a little badger or a beaver, so be careful when if you're gonna cut it down like I did, be careful not to mount it upside down. Okay, So happy that I paid attention to that. I love that. And this is the Calypso Coral version of this very paper. This is, you see the fox and the little back end of the badger here that I cut out. This is the same paper, and what they've done is they've switched this over to the Calypso Coral. So, good on you, Stampin' Up! Good on you. Let me get to the right card. And this is a Hello Friend card. So this is going to go down first, and this is going to go down flat. Stampin' Up! Shows it, Paper Pumpkin shows it, that they put the tear and tape on the back of that. But like I said, we're not going to waste good tear and tape when we got good adhesive. So we will follow directions, mount it flat. And it'll go right smack dab in the middle of that if I can get it lined up. I hope that looks good. And then this is going to go over it. And we've got these pieces here that I cannot see what I'm doing because it's white on white. So this one's going to be popped off, and we already know we're going to be cutting this, so we can cut these down. And we'll cut this one down. Okay. Give it a good rubbing to the edges. You want your edges to be down good and flat. This would make a perfect shaker card. Absolutely perfect shaker card. What you do is you will use this piece, which is, let's see, I just happen to have, it's the next one up. I just happen to have these dies right here on my desk because I have to use them for class tonight. Okay. So this is the die. I think this is the next to largest die. It's either the largest or the next to largest. And what you would do is you would cut it out. You would cut out your window sheet because you don't want it to be too small. You can always trim it down, but you can't make it bigger. Okay, so you would cut out a window sheet with this die. And then you would make sure that all of this goes to all of the edges. I mean, you'd have to touch each edge because you don't want anything to get out of there. Okay, then you would put your sequins or whatever you want in here. Okay, and you got your window sheet on here. You attach your window sheet, and then you would put these pieces on edge to edge so that there's no gaps because you don't want your dies to come out. Then you could lay it on top of it, and then you'd have your shaker. So if I were a great demonstrator, I'd have had that ready for you. Okay, but hey, you do it. You do it. I'm telling you what to do. You all go do it and show me your shaker cards. Show me your shaker cards. And this is popped up. So we're going to pop it up. And through the magic of television, I've got some leftover pop dots from other paper pumpkins over here. And we're just going to take one of these and pop it up. Pull it from the middle. Okay, we want the widest part at the top for our vase. And then we're going to take our Hello Friend. And put it right smack dab in the middle. And I'm going to put it right there because I want some of that to show. And because my vase is wobbly a little bit, because I should have put something on the edges, I'm going to stick some. I am going to stick a little bit of that underneath there. I should have put it all 3 places and I didn't. I don't like how wobbly it is. So don't do like I do. All right. Now my vase is not wobbly. Okay. Then we're going to stick that on there. So now we've got to take off all of this tear and tape. So y'all sing some Jeopardy songs while I get it done, because I got lots of parts here to get done. Did y'all have a good holiday? There we go. There we go. Sometimes you just got to get it started in the middle to get the end off. We had a very quiet holiday because we had a new pup. And we didn't go anywhere for the 4th of July because we weren't sure how Harlan would react to fireworks. And so we thought it'd be best to stay home because sometimes our neighborhood is loud with fireworks. And so somebody had a good fireworks show, I think July 3rd in our neighborhood. But honestly, we just turned the TV up a little bit louder than what we normally would have. And we were binge watching Suits. And he slept right through everything. He did not even notice that there was anything happening outside. So we just watched a show. And Harlan slept through it all. And then, of course, we had the thunderstorms that came through as well. And God bless his little pea-picking heart, he slept right through those as well. So, not knowing how he's going to react as a foster dog, you know, what he's been exposed to in other homes. And we fostered him back in February, and he got adopted to an alleged forever home. And we were all excited because he was going to Indiana, and he had a 10-year-old little boy who was going to be his friend, but it didn't work out. Grandma could not handle the size of Harlan, and the little boy, I don't know if he lives with Grandma or spends time with Grandma, and so she decided that he should be returned. And so when they said he's coming back, we said we will foster him because we really kind of regretted giving him up to begin with. He was a big dog, and we weren't sure we wanted a big dog. But after having him, guess what? Kind of liked having a big dog. So he's back, and I just got his adoption papers today. I just printed them off today. So I have to fill those out and get his adoption fee ready to make it official. So I'm kind of excited. And I hope Harlan is excited too, because I certainly don't want him going back into the system. And where do we want this? Do we want this over here? It feels like it's going to be offset if I do that. You know, they say you're supposed to have things in threes, but sometimes, I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I'm doing it that way. Okay. If the biggest decision of the day is where to put the dots, I'm doing okay. Don't you think? Don't you think? It was funny yesterday at church. There was a family of 4 that came in, a young couple and their parents. And we have volunteers that set up our church. So it's not usually set up the same way 2 Sundays in a row. So sometimes the seats are this way, sometimes they're at an angle, and sometimes there's more. It's crazy. Anyway, when they came in, they sat over here in the group of seats. And I guess they didn't like to be over there. So they moved over to this side. And it was funny because when she moved over, she sat a couple rows ahead of us and she looked back at us and she said, if this is the hardest decision of the day, we're doing good. And I'm thinking, yep, you are. And my husband and I sat in the back row. We were back row Betty's yesterday. And that was just the wrong place to sit because I'm telling you, it was Family Sunday, and so there were a lot of kids in church. And I don't get me wrong, I am not opposed to having kids in church. Kids in church are a great thing. I grew up in the church. I grew up sitting in the pews. Okay, but I'm telling you, it was like a super highway behind us. It's like they had to go to the bathroom, or sometimes there were moms that had to take little babies out that were crying, and it was like a highway, a super highway back behind us. I told my husband, I said, next time we're setting up a couple of rows. I said, because it was just distracting, you know, so much traffic. And we have snacks out in the lobby, so they had finished their snacks, and so they had to go get more snacks and bring them back. So it was an interesting day at church yesterday, but I loved seeing all of the families that came to church. You know, that normally some of the kids are in the nursery, some of the kids are, you know, in a classroom, but everybody was in the sanctuary yesterday. And I noticed that a couple of the young girls had, you know, very pretty dresses on with their little matching stocking leotards and stuff. And it just made me smile, you know, getting dressed up for church. I remember as a little kid, of course, back in the 60s and the 70s when I went to church, we didn't wear, you know, I mean, when I was a baby, I probably had matching stockings, but we wore saddle shoes and ankle socks, you know? So that was the big deal. You either wore knee-high socks or did you wear your ankle socks to church? Usually on church with a dress, we wore knee-high socks. But, you know, we wore our saddle shoes. That was, you know, the thing back in the day. Yesterday, though, they had on their white patent leathers, so it was fun. It was fun seeing everybody all dressed up. Oh, that's what that stamp is. Okay. I couldn't figure out what that stamp was. Y'all, this is one of the stamps in here. This is a cool stamp. I'm going to stamp it and show you something. Let me just show you something with this stamp. I'm going to mount it on here. I'll take this one off. Switch it, put it back. Okay, so this stamp that comes in here, I gotta get another one of those vases out. I gotta get a vase. I need a vase. Oh, excuse me. And okay. So, and I'm going to need this back here so you can see what's happening. And I'm going to need a piece of scrap paper, which I happen to have right here at my fingertips. Okay. So, get this out of the way. This stamp, as you can see, can you see that? Okay. This stamp has like a V here, okay? Like a swoop. And then we've got the same reverse swoop here, okay? So this is how you're going to line these up, okay? And I'm going to use the boho blue just because I've got it out here, okay? All right, so that's the stamp. And then you line it up. You see the swoop? You see the cutout? All right, let me see if I can get it tighter. See, that's tighter. So there's almost no break at all. So if you want to do this, you want to line this up really tight. Ah, I just went crooked. I got it so tight, it's crooked. So you can get it pretty tight. And I'm going to stamp it off the edge. See how tight I can get it. You almost want it overlapping. I didn't get that one quite as tight, but it's hand stamped, you know? This is a hand stamped image, so I could step stamp this on my Stamparatus and it would get perfectly tight. Perfectly tight. But what's nice about this is now that I have that image, if I want to, I can cut this off and I can use this, and I could even cut it down a little tighter, and I can use this as a design element on my cards. So how cool is that? So this is another little helpful tip with this stamp that's in this set. Okay, so this stamp is done in the navy, and so I did this one in the boho blue. And where is the, let me get the elements here for this stamp, for this set. Here we go. Okay. You know what? I'm going to stamp it in both. I'm going to see which one we like. I'm going to put that base on here. And what they've got on the page is, let's see, do we have the foot? The foot is pretty much covered, so I want to come down a little bit. All right, there is the vase in the boho with this, okay? And let's clean this off, and I'll stamp it again in the navy, and we'll decide which ones we like. Okay, let's see which ones we like. Give it a good clean. Rub it back and forth a little bit, get it out of the nooks and the crannies. And again, I've already loved on this. I've given it some good love. So on the back side, Okay. Give it another good rub-a-dub. Get it nice and clean. Nice and clean. Get all my scrap paper out here so you don't see all that mess. You don't need to look at that mess, do you? All right. So this is what we've got on this card. Whoops, I'm missing a piece. I'm missing 2 pieces, in fact. There we go. Okay. Tear and tape, and pop up, pop up. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. And this piece is flat. Okay. So this piece is going to go on flat. And you know what? I don't like this, because that white vase against this white background, it's like, it blends in. You can't see it. Y'all, I don't like it. How are we going to fix it? Stampin' Up. This one goes in the middle and it's popped up. And they just have that there. So you've got 3 vases here, but this white on white is not good. And you can't see it. All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to fix it. All right. One moment, please. Let me go get a tool. Okay. Let's get a tool. All right. We are doing an alternative. All right, so I've got a brush, okay, a blending brush, and as you can see, I've got a bee on it, so it's my blue brush. So I only use this for blue ink, okay? So when you're doing this, you always start off the page and then you come back on the page, okay? Because you don't want it all. Okay, and I just want a little bit of color on there. Because what's going to happen is, see the difference? Now you can see this vase. Okay, so we're just giving it a little bit of a halo. That's it. Who sings the song Halo? Is that a Beyonce song? Halo. I'm thinking of Halo. Now I'm going to be singing that song all day in my head. I don't know. Beyonce, Rihanna. I think it's Beyonce. Who knows? I'm not good on names of pop people anymore. All right, that's all there is to it. We're just going to give a little bit of an edge to that. And tell you what else we're going to do. This is a bag that something came in from Stampin' Up. And I sometimes put my brushes, if you have a rack that they set in all the time, that's fine, but I don't. I keep these all in a baggie, And so I kind of individually wrap them up like that because this ink will stay on there and it'll get on your hands. It'll get everywhere. Okay. So now that we have that, you see the edge of this? I am going to take the edge, just the edge, and I'm going to give it a little bit of color. I'm going to do it to the foot as well. Okay, because I don't want it to blend in. And I'm going to do the same thing to this. Just going to rub the edge here and give it a little bit of color. Okay, and then those are just put on here because that's going to go in the center. Flat. There we go. Now this one is supposed to be popped up. So we are going to pop it up. And since I've got some leftovers here, I will put these on here. Okay. Now we will put this, whoops, in there. Okay. And then they are suggesting that we put some zhuzhing on there. My sticky is like, needs to be restuck or something. If that doesn't work, you get the other end. And here we go. Here we go, here we go. This is going to go on here flat. And then we have this piece and this piece. So let's get this stamped. Okay. So they wanted me to do the welcome. Or you're invited. So I'll do the welcome because who knows? Somebody out there watching this might want to join my team. Did you know that you can join my team and become a crown jewel? You can. You can join my team as a demonstrator and become a crown jewel. And I would love to have you as part of my team and join my downline. I have 4 people in my downline right now. And I wouldn't mind one more at all. Oh, my blocks are so dirty I can't even see through them. You guys, I can't see. Is my head in the way? I hope my head's not in the way. All right. And we are going to, what we're going to do is, we're going to do this backwards. Okay. Put the welcome on there like that. And then we will put the strips on there. Put that over there. We'll put the strips on here. On the center. Put those over there. Remember, get your edges down really, really well. All right. Now let's put this card together. Whoops, I should have put the glue on first before I popped that up, and I wasn't thinking. Y'all, not that today is any different, because every time I make paper pumpkins, it seems like I'm always changing something on the fly. But just so you know, you can do this. You can change these paper pumpkins, and I tell you this all the time, to make them what you want, okay? Stampin' Up! gives a suggestion as to how it's supposed to be, and that suggestion is, you know, for everybody, me included, so you don't have to think. And there are days when I come in here and I want to do paper pumpkins because I don't want to think. I don't want to have to be creative. I don't want to have to think. I just want to have some fun, and I just want to stamp something. And so that's what I do. I come in here, I make up paper pumpkins, and that's exactly what I do. But there are other days, like today, and I'm doing this. And where is this going to be? This is going to be underneath there a little bit. So I want to kind of put that underneath that vase. I kind of want to center it. Okay, that's where I want it to be. So there are days when I come in here and I say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to be creative, and I'll think of something and I'll do it. Other days, I just want not thinking. So don't be afraid to change up your paper pumpkins. I mean, you know, don't be afraid to stamp something different. Don't be afraid to change it up a bit. I mean, look. Got these dies. Should we put a couple of these in there? Ah! Boy, I glued that down good. I can't even get that up. Let's see if I can get this up just a little bit. How's that look? We stick that in there, huh? We could even put a flower down there. Does that look good or bad? Maybe I have to put a third one in there. I don't know. I'm just sticking these on here. I'm not really gluing them down at the moment. I'm just trying to decide if I like it. And I think I do. I think I do kind of like it. So guess what? I'm committing. We're just going to stick that flower on there. And these need a little glue. We just need a little glue. Look. Now I've used my dies. Where's my lid? Y'all, have I showed you this hint? Do you see that I have a color on here? Because if I didn't have a color on this lid, it would blend in, and sometimes you lose it. So I just took a marker and colored on it. That way I can't lose it. I can't lose it. I know right where it is. All right. So guess what? There are the paper pumpkins. And as usual, they are, gosh, I'm a mess here today. As usual, they are a little bit different because I can't leave well enough alone. I can't leave well enough alone. I just can't stand it. I have to change things up a little bit. So there are the paper pumpkins, and this is what they're supposed to look like. And of course, mine are just a tiny bit different because I just can't leave it alone, and I have to change it up just a little bit because there we go. There's your envelope, your matching envelope. And let me just get that one to close up a little bit better for the purposes of photography. So there are your paper pumpkins for the month of June. And these are the alternatives. Boy, that one's crooked, but guess what? That's what a handmade card is all about. Things are crooked. Good, I'm glad, Bonnie. And I hope that if you change things up, you post them on my page and let me see what you did. You know, this one here, I really don't like because I think there should be a little bit of blue here and even maybe some shadowing. I almost got my boho blue marker out and put some shadowing in it, and I probably will do that just because. And even that could use some shadowing, but I like it better because we gave it a little blue halo. And I think it makes those vases pop off there a little bit better than the original here. I think this is a little flat. So don't be afraid to add some color. Don't be afraid to change up some colors. Don't be afraid to add some layers. I mean, come on, guys. Don't look. These are the die cuts, so we got to use them and put them on here too. So don't be afraid to change things up. You know me, I'm all about getting things changed up and getting something new. Look how pretty this would be on the back of an envelope or the top of an envelope. You know, the bottom of an envelope. This is really cool. Look at that. If you ran that stamp across the back of a white envelope, wouldn't that be pretty? So, those are my helpful hints of the day. I hope you learned something today. I hope that you found an idea that you find useful. I hope, yeah, on the back flap. Yeah, of course. I think it's a good day. It's a good day in Paper Pumpkinville. And it's a good day to stamp with the Queen. So I'm sorry that this probably went a little long. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yes, we went way long today. So I apologize. I should have been better organized. I say that all the time, don't I? But hey, it's just how my disorganized mind works. And I thank you for joining me. And I don't mind if you fast forward to the good parts. It's okay. It's okay. I do it too. So don't forget the host code. Don't forget where to find me. And good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are on YouTube. I thank you all for watching and subscribing. I thank my Facebook followers as well. And customers, I will see you tomorrow night where we are going to play with the Countryside Inn stamp set. So, yay! And she got her dough made. Yay! Bonnie is a pizza maker. Bonnie makes the pizza dough at the shop Pizzanello's in Franklin. So she got to watch and do her dough at the same time. I love it. So y'all go have a great day. Go stamp something. Post it on my page. And don't forget, it's Happy Mail Monday. Put a stamp on it. Okay?